Hi, welcome to Oracle ADF Beginners course. Today we are going to see how to install JDeveloper in your local machine for the training purpose. You have to download JDeveloper from Oracle's website. So let us search for Oracle JDeveloper 12.2.1.2. So that's the one which we are going to use for this entire course. And at this point of time, Oracle JDeveloper 12.2.1.3, that's the latest one. Unfortunately, there are some bugs in that which prevents smooth usage. And also, since it is a learning exercise, we don't want to try with the latest version, which was having some issues. Let us work on this stable version, which is 12.2.1.2. The conventional wisdom says that we should always use the software which is one level below the current release, because if somebody has already used, they would have reported some bugs and something got fixed in the previous release compared to the current release. Okay, so I'm in Google. I will search for JDeveloper 12.1.2 download, and I'll go and accept the license agreement. And there are two files for the Windows. Since we are going to use the Windows machine for the development purpose, we are going to download the JDeveloper for the Windows version. Of course, if you can use Linux as well as the generic one is for the Mac. You can download that one for the Mac. Previous installation of JDevelopers used to come with only one file, but in the 12.2 release we have two files. So first we have to download the first one, that's the file 1, and then we have to download the file 2. So once you click on this, it is going to ask you for the OTN password. If you have an account already with Oracle, you can use that, or you have to create an account. It's a free account, so you can register, and it's free for development, right? So you can download to your local machine and you can use it for the development. Okay, so if I click on file 1, it is going to ask me for entering my OTN username password. You can of course enter the username password and then download the files, the file 1 and file 2. Since I have already done those things, because it used to take some time, so I have downloaded that and kept it in my downloads folder. If you see this 64, that's the file 1, the 64-2, that is the file 2. Also, I have downloaded the Oracle XE. The Oracle XE is used for the database access, and we have to, throughout this course, we'll be connecting to a local DB, that's the Oracle XE DB, which is a free offering from Oracle. Of course, you can connect to any other Oracle DB for which you have the access. And some people used to ask me how to connect to the EBS, that's Oracle eBusiness Suite DB. It's like connecting any other Oracle DB. You can just get the connection details for the Oracle EBS DB, and you can give it as it is, like how you will be connecting for Oracle XE. And the recommended one is for Oracle for this course is to use the Oracle XE DB, because some of the tables, all those things which is used in this the learning program is used with Oracle XE. Okay, so let's download one more thing, Notepad++. Okay, let it download in the meantime. All right, now if you see this 64, that's a application file, exe file, but this one is a zip file, so we have to unzip that first. Let us extract that. Once you extract, you need to copy this disk2 folder back to the downloads folder. Then to start the installation of JDeveloper, we have to right click the JDev suite, that is 12.2120 and Windows 64, and then you have to click run as administrator. Okay, the installation is pretty simple and straightforward. A few important tips I am going to give you, so you can take care of them from the beginning itself. Okay, the installer is going to check few things like the how much is the CPU speed, all those stuff, and then once it passes, it opens up the installation pop-up. Then you can go here, skip the auto updates, and here by default it is going to install this JDeveloper into this folder, Oracle middleware and Oracle home. Sometimes you may have to work with multiple versions of JDeveloper because each version of ADF corresponds to a version of JDeveloper. So that means you may end up working in multiple projects, but each project is say it is using multiple versions of ADF. Then you have to go with the different versions of JDeveloper as well. From my experience, I can share you that better to always suffix this middleware with a middleware folder with the release of the JDeveloper when you install. In this case, we are installing 12.212. So that's what I have kept. So for example, the next time when you want to install 12.213 and you want to use both of them in parallel, then you can create 12.213 for middleware folder. And then click on next. It is going to check for a few things like the operating system certification, all the stuff. And then it is going to tell you exactly where it is going to install and where is the log file for this installation and how much disk space is required and how much is available, what are all the features it is installing. If you want to save this for later reference, you can save that, but since it is a straightforward simple install, you can just click install. It's going to take us some time for the installation to progress. In the meantime, what we can do is we can keep things ready for the Oracle XE installation, which is the local DB which we are going to use for the learning program. Let us go here 164. Let us extract the file, and if you go here, the disk one, inside that we have the setup. Since both the installs cannot run simultaneously, we need to wait for the JDeveloper installation to be complete. Approximately it takes 3 to 5 minutes for you to complete the installation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass the video, and then we can come back once it is achieves 100%. Welcome back. The installation is complete now. It's 100%. What we have to do is click next and then start the JDeveloper with default settings. So it is going to open the JDeveloper. So when it is opening, what you can do is you can pin this program to the taskbar. So the next time you can access JDeveloper with a single click. There are various roles available when you use a JDeveloper, and for ADF development we have to use the Studio Developer with all the features, and for ADF customization we can use the Customization Developer. This is mainly used during the seeded customization, and also JDeveloper is not only used for ADF development, it can be used for database development as well as Java development as well as Java Enterprise application development. And also if you want to prompt this every time during the startup, you can do, or else you can uncheck that. And if you see the version which got installed is 12.2.1.2. Since there is no previous installation of JDeveloper, you can skip this. Also you can uncheck allow automatic reporting, and then you can click OK. So now the JDeveloper is installed, and if you want to check the version again, you can check over here. Let us install the Oracle XE. Right click that and run as administrator. It's going to start the installation of Oracle Database XE. You can click on next. This installation is also very simple and straightforward in the case of Windows. Okay, the installation is complete now. Just open the JDeveloper. For the ADF development, JDeveloper is the IDE which we are going to use. And of course, you can use Eclipse as well, but then ADF business components is only supported in JDeveloper. If you're going to develop ADF applications with the JPA, then you can use the Eclipse. It's called OEPE. Now let us create one small application, ADF Fusion web application, because we want to install the integrated WebLogic server, which gets automatically installed when you run the first page. I will name this as a first ADF page. Then I'll click finish. Okay, now let us go to the model project and create new business components from tables. And we're going to use the HR connection, so let us name this as HR. And if you test the connection, it is going to say the account is locked. It's because the account is locked. Let us start the database first. Okay, the database is started in SQL command line. What we will do is we will connect as sysdba. The password is whatever I gave during the installation, and type alter user. HR is the schema which we are going to use. Alter user HR account unlock. Okay, now the user is altered. You can test the connection. Okay, one more step, alter user HR identified by HR. So I have to change the password because I'm giving the password as HR here, so I changed it. Now it is connecting. Click OK. I'm going to take the employee table. So you don't have to remember these steps. I'm going to attach this file, project file for you, so you can just simply open the application and then you can run it. The idea is to kickstart the integrated WebLogic server installation and also test whether the configuration towards the database and JDeveloper is working fine or not. So I'll use a standard template. I'll go to the source view. Sometimes the design views are really slow in 12.2 series. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drag to the center a small ADF table with a few fields. Okay, all these I don't want, the rest of the things I'll keep it. Okay, now let us run the page. And when we run the page for the first time, if the integrated WebLogic server is not installed, it is going to ask you for the credentials. Generally, I keep welcome 123 since it is in my local machine. Welcome 123, and the port is by default 7101 and 7102. If you're having multiple installation of JDeveloper, then you may have to give a different series of ports. And now it says creating integrated WebLogic server domain. It approximately takes 5 to 10 minutes to configure the domain. So we'll join back once the domain is being created. Welcome back. The server is started running. The server started running. The page is going to run now. Okay, so now we have successfully installed JDeveloper, and as well as we have successfully installed the integrated WebLogic server. Also, we could be able to connect to the local DB which we installed, that is the Oracle XCDB, and it is pulling the details from the DB correctly. So that concludes the JDeveloper installation. And of course, you can skip the development part which I have done, which was very quick, but I'll attach this file so that you can download and you can directly open and then run the index.jsf to get this page.